Welcome back. I am going to share on embracing your leadership value and how I found fulfillment in my own value as a leader, even without support from persons who, um, were part of my career development or persons who I had looked up to. And I quickly learned on my own leadership journey that leadership isn't always about having unwavering support from those around me. And it's more about staying true to my values and purpose. And so, even when the path felt lonely for me at times, there were definite moments in my journey when I felt isolated for sure and unsure if anyone truly saw the vision I was working towards. However, it was in those moments of doubt that I also discovered the depth of my own leadership value and found fulfillment in the work that I was doing. And so, what I want to share with you are 10 core principles that really help me, remain grounded on my leadership journey, but also help me to, continue to strive for elevation and evolution. So, the first thing I recognize is it's very important to anchor yourself in your why. And I know that my work was so much bigger than my immediate challenges. My why has always been about empowering others, creating impact, and fostering growth. So when I felt unsupported, I would often sit down and reflect on the deeper purpose behind my efforts. So was I being called to, lead a project that, would impact women of, less, fortunate, or socioeconomic backgrounds that, were starkly different from mine. And that often brought me clarity and kept me grounded because I was reminded of why I had started in the first place. And I ask myself daily, even today, who benefits from my, perseverance? Is it my daughters, my family, my mom, the people who look up to me? And what legacy am I building? And that reflection often fuels me. The second thing is recognizing that I need to be able to lead by example. Even without external validation, I committed to embodying the values that I wanted to inspire in others, whether it was staying late to ensure a project success or treating every individual with respect and kindness. That is something that means a lot to me. I focus on leading through action. Over time, what I noticed is that people began to mirror my behavior and the culture started to shift. So lead by example. Wherever you are, no matter who is backing you up, find your core values and lead by those core values. Be an example. Focusing on what I could control. This is another very important principle. I realized very early on that I couldn't force others to see or support my vision. So instead, what I chose to focus on was those things that I could actually control. My own attitude, my work ethic, how I treated people. This shift gave me a sense of empowerment and control even in uncertain times. And so I'm encouraging you to always ground yourself in the focus of those things that you can, are actually within your remit of control. Another important thing was, especially when I don't often feel that I have been understood by those who may have seen me as a vital part of their development and was a vital piece in the puzzle, taking them towards where they were going, is that I often needed to learn how to celebrate my small wins because, without external recognition, without someone saying to you, like, Labad, you're doing a great job, I learned to celebrate my own victories so that it didn't matter to me that someone was my cheerleader. I felt complete. I felt, challenged. I felt like, I was mentoring other team members. I took time to acknowledge my progress. I gave myself grace. And those small moments of success really built my confidence and reaffirmed that I was on the right path, that I was really born for greatness, and I was moving in the way that I was supposed to move. Building emotional resilience. Wow, what can I say about building emotional resilience? There were days when the lack of support really weighed down very heavily on me. But one of the things I really want to encourage you to be conscious of is that, the effort that you're building, when you have to be resilient with your values and your purpose, you learn to be more mindful. You learn to, I learned, for example, to journal my thoughts, to every now and then take an audit of how I was feeling and remind myself of a bigger picture. And those habits really helped me to stay focused and maintain my energy even when it was difficult and I felt like, what was the point? There's no thank you in this game of service. So building my emotional resilience is something that, I continue to invest very heavily in. The other thing that I recognize is another principle that is very powerful in terms of really positioning yourself and understanding your value as a leader is to seek alignment and not approval. This is one of the biggest lessons that I had to learn, to stop chasing approval. And sometimes, and I felt over time, I have worked with people who have found that very intimidating, that I do not need, I don't need a marching band, cymbals, sounding brass to know that I'm awesome. But I found that because I've sought alignment with my spirituality, with the core values, my ability to be beautiful no matter where I am planted, when I start leading in a way that feels authentic to me, I no longer need to seek external validation to fuel me. I am my own rock star, and I really want to encourage you to seek alignment with, your long-term goals, with your career, so that you don't burn out because you are constantly waiting, to be approved and validated. Find allies and mentors, please. I also realize that there is great importance. I've said this before, that your net worth is your network. And so it's important to find support if your immediate circle isn't that for you. And I reached out to mentors, I joined professional associations and networks, and connected with like-minded individuals who believed in what I was trying to accomplish. And their encouragement and advice have been invaluable in getting me, to where I am today, recognized as a regional consultant, 2024 management consultant, Caribbean, working with prime ministers, working across the region with international organizations. It's something that I feel very fulfilled about. So find your allies. I think a prophet might not be recognized, in their home. So just be mindful of that. Turning obstacles into opportunities is, every challenge I have faced has become an opportunity to grow. And when resources are very scarce, we need to become more creative. Um, I have had times when I felt alone, and that meant that I had to work harder to build trust and foster collaboration with different people. But each obstacle has taught me something new about leadership and resilience, and of course about myself and what I'm capable of doing. So this is absolutely important. There are two more really important principles I want to share with you. Trusting in that ripple effect. When you don't see the impact of your own work immediately, you have to trust that your actions are creating ripples. Over time, I know that I have seen my efforts inspire others and contribute to something greater than myself. Impacting national programs, communities, people, but impacting me and my confidence and other women and other entrepreneurs and other CEOs and other female CEOs and corporate mothers and wives. You want to you have to believe that your hands are capable of producing labor that you will be proud of. Reflecting and reassessing regular is my final point. And throughout my personal journey, I have made it a point to regularly reflect on my progress. Whether that means I go away on an annual vacation or I have a retreat at the end of the year where I realign my purpose. And in those moments, what I'm spending time doing is introspection, helping me to identify what I've been working on, when I needed to grow, how should I have stayed connected, and obviously looking at the bigger picture. My leadership journey has been filled with challenges, but it has also been deeply fulfilling. By staying true to my values, focusing on what I could control, building my resilience, I found purpose even when the support was not there. I was always inspired to stand under the heavy weight of my big dreams, because I knew that leadership wasn't only about having all the answers or having all the support. It was also about staying the course and trusting in my vision and knowing that the impact that I make matters to someone out there. Looking back, I am so grateful for the challenges because they helped me to discover the strengths and the values of my own leadership. I am hoping that as you commit to these 7 days of Quran, that you will embrace your leadership value, knowing that everything that you need, it's right there inside of you. I hope you find this helpful and that the next 7 days will be a time of empowerment and a time when you can unleash something that is so inspiring and so powerful that it transforms not just you, but the people around you.